Most people think asbestos is a problem from the past, something that affected workers decades ago but isn't a concern anymore. That's dangerously wrong. Asbestos is still legal in the United States. It's still in millions of buildings, it's still being imported and used in some products, and people are still being exposed and developing mesothelioma today. If you think asbestos isn't a problem anymore, then you need to hear this. Today, I want to tell you why asbestos is still a threat and exactly how to protect yourself. I'm Terri Oppenheimer. I've been writing about mesothelioma and asbestos for the website mesothelioma.net for over a decade, and the ongoing asbestos threat, it's something everyone needs to understand. Let's start with why asbestos is still a threat today. First, asbestos is not banned in the United States. While many uses have been phased out and regulations do exist, asbestos can still be legally imported and used in certain products. The EPA and health advocates have attempted to ban asbestos multiple times, but legal challenges and intensive lobbying by the chemical industry have prevented a complete ban. Currently, asbestos is still used in some automotive parts, roofing materials, and industrial applications. While the amounts are smaller than in the past, any exposure carries risk. There is no safe level of exposure. Second, legacy asbestos, which is asbestos that was installed in buildings, ships, and products decades ago, it's still everywhere. Any building constructed before 1980 likely contains asbestos in some form. We're talking about millions of homes, schools, offices, hospitals, and public buildings. And as these buildings age, asbestos-containing materials deteriorate and potentially release fibers. When these buildings are renovated or demolished, asbestos can be disturbed. Third, natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, and wildfires can damage buildings and release asbestos fibers from older structures. After major disasters, communities can be exposed to asbestos from damaged or destroyed buildings. Fourth, there are still plenty of naturally occurring asbestos deposits in certain areas. In parts of California, Montana, and other states, asbestos exists naturally in the soil and rock. If that soil is disturbed, even by hiking nearby, it can release these fibers. Now, I want to take a quick break here to say that if you're finding this information helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. It really helps us get our videos in front of more people who need to see them. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to see addressed in a future video, note it in the comments section. Finally, keep watching until the end of the video, where I'll give you valuable information about accessing important resources. So, how do you protect yourself from asbestos exposure today? Let me give you specific practical steps. If you're planning any renovation or repair work on a home built before 1980, you need to assume that asbestos is present until proven otherwise. Before you start anything that involves cutting, drilling, sanding, or demolishing materials, have them tested by a certified asbestos inspector. Don't attempt to test them yourself. The testing process can release fibers if it's done improperly. Never attempt do-it-yourself removal of suspected asbestos materials, including popcorn ceilings, old floor tiles, pipe insulation, or any other materials that might contain asbestos. Hire certified asbestos abatement contractors who have proper equipment, training, and licenses. Professional removal is expensive, but improper removal, that can expose you, your family, and your neighbors to deadly fibers. If you discover deteriorating or damaged materials in your home that might contain asbestos, like crumbling pipe insulation or a damaged section of popcorn ceiling, don't touch it, don't try to clean it up, don't vacuum it. Call a certified asbestos professional to assess the situation. Even well-planned cleanup attempts can make exposure worse by spreading fibers. For intact asbestos materials that are in good condition, the safest approach is generally to leave them alone. Asbestos that's not damaged or disturbed doesn't release fibers and doesn't pose an immediate health risk. Sometimes encapsulation, which is sealing materials to prevent fiber release, that's a better option than removal. If you work in construction, renovation, or demolition, follow all workplace safety protocols regarding asbestos. This includes getting proper training, using protective equipment, and following procedures for handling and disposing of asbestos-containing materials. Don't cut corners on safety, even if your employer pressures you to work faster. Your health is worth more than any job. If you're a contractor or a tradesperson, get proper asbestos awareness training and certification if you work with or around older buildings. Know how to identify potential asbestos materials and when to call in specialists. Never disturb materials you suspect contain asbestos, and prevent the risk of secondary exposure of family members by changing out-of-work clothes before leaving the job site when possible, or immediately when you get home, and keep your work clothes completely separate from the family and the family laundry. Never shake out dusty work clothes before washing them. Put them directly in the washing machine. If you're buying an older home, consider requesting asbestos inspection as part of the home inspection process. Knowing what you're dealing with before you buy allows you to factor remediation costs into your decision or negotiate with the seller to handle asbestos removal before closing. Schools, they should have asbestos management plans if they were built before 1980. As a parent, you have the right to review your child's school's asbestos management plan. And whether you're a parent or an employee of the school, if you have concerns about asbestos in school buildings, contact school administrators and don't hesitate to escalate the situation to school board members if you're not satisfied with the responses you get. Be aware of natural asbestos if you live in an area where it occurs. Check with your local health department to find out if naturally occurring asbestos is a concern in your area. If it is, take precautions during activities that disturb soil, like gardening or construction. And after natural disasters, be extremely cautious around damaged buildings, especially older structures. Wear N95 or P100 respirators if you need to be near or enter damaged buildings, and let professionals handle cleanup and demolition. Don't allow children to play in areas where there's disaster debris. If you're concerned about past exposure, maybe you lived or worked in an older building that was renovated while you were there, or you helped a friend with a home improvement project that might have disturbed asbestos, talk to your doctor about your possible exposure. Document when and where it occurred. While you can't undo what's already happened, you can be vigilant about symptoms in the future. Know the warning signs of asbestos-related disease. That way, you can seek medical attention early if you develop symptoms. Persistent shortness of breath, chronic cough, and unexplained chest pain are the main warning signs for pleural mesothelioma. Don't dismiss these symptoms, especially if you have any asbestos exposure history. Push for better asbestos regulation and a complete ban. Contact your congressional representatives. Tell them you support a comprehensive asbestos ban. Also, you can support organizations working to ban asbestos and protect workers and the public from exposure. The fact that asbestos remains legal in the United States in 2025 is a failure of public health policy, and change requires public pressure. Asbestos is still a threat today through legacy asbestos in older buildings, ongoing uses, natural deposits, and disaster exposure. Protect yourself by testing before renovation, never attempting DIY asbestos removal, hiring certified professionals for abatement, preventing secondary exposure through work clothes, and being vigilant about symptoms if you've been exposed. The asbestos threat won't end until we have a complete ban, but you can protect yourself and your family by taking these precautions seriously. Visit mesothelioma.net and ask for our free guide for more information about asbestos safety, or call 1-800-692-8608 or use the live chat feature to work directly with one of our patient advocates. As for me, remember to post questions below, and I'll see you next time.